Welcome to the WorldWire Update. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon for more updates and thrilling short scenes. For more than a century, Boeing has stood as a towering symbol of American innovation, engineering prowess, and industrial might. From its earliest days building wooden biplanes to its role in shaping the modern jet age, Boeing has been at the heart of the nation's aviation story. Its aircraft have carried presidents, astronauts, and millions of everyday travelers, connecting continents and making the world feel smaller. Every day, millions of people around the globe place their trust in Boeing's planes, whether they're flying for business, reuniting with loved ones, or serving in the military. The company's reach extends far beyond commercial flights. Boeing is a cornerstone of the U.S. economy, a critical supplier for national defense, and a key player in the global aerospace industry. But in recent years, that trust has been deeply shaken. A series of alarming safety lapses, high-profile crashes, and troubling production failures have cast a long shadow over Boeing's once sterling reputation. Headlines about grounded planes and technical flaws have left passengers and airlines questioning the safety of Boeing's products. Once considered the gold standard in aviation, Boeing now faces relentless scrutiny from regulators, airline executives, and a wary public. Investigations and hearings have put the company's practices under a microscope, exposing cracks in its foundation. These aren't just isolated incidents or unfortunate mistakes. They point to deep systemic problems within Boeing's corporate culture and manufacturing processes, issues that have been brewing for years, if not decades. Whistleblowers and former employees have spoken out, describing a relentless push for profits at the expense of safety and quality. The consequences of Boeing's troubles ripple far beyond its own factories. Delays and groundings disrupt global travel, shake investor confidence, and threaten jobs. National security is at stake, as military contracts and defense systems depend on Boeing's reliability. To truly understand the scale of this crisis, we must look back at the pivotal events, decisions, and cultural shifts that brought Boeing to this critical crossroads. It's a story of ambition, competition, and the high stakes of modern aviation. The central question now looms large: can this American titan, once the pride of the skies, rebuild its reputation and regain the trust it has lost? The answer will shape the future of aviation, and perhaps the nation itself. The crisis came into sharp focus in January 2024, when a routine Alaska Airlines flight turned into a terrifying ordeal that would shake the aviation industry to its core. Alaska Airlines Flight 1282, a brand new Boeing 737 MAX 9, was climbing out of Portland when, without warning, a door plug, essentially a panel used to seal an unused emergency exit, blew out at 16,000 feet. The sudden, violent depressurization ripped a gaping hole in the fuselage. Oxygen masks dropped, wind roared through the cabin, and terrified passengers clung to their seats. Miraculously, no one was seriously injured, but the outcome could have been far worse. Luck alone kept everyone safe that day. In the aftermath, the FAA took swift action, grounding all Boeing 737 MAX 9s with similar door plug designs. This decision triggered a wave of flight cancellations across the country, stranding thousands of travelers and causing chaos at airports nationwide. As investigators combed through the wreckage, they made a shocking discovery: 4 critical bolts that were supposed to secure the door plug were missing. This wasn't just a minor oversight, it was an astonishing lapse in quality control that raised urgent questions about Boeing's manufacturing processes. The incident revealed deeper issues within Boeing. It wasn't simply a mechanical error but a symptom of a much larger problem, a breakdown in the company's safety culture and oversight, where speed and cost-cutting seemed to have taken precedence over rigorous safety checks. For many, the door plug blowout brought back haunting memories of the 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes just a few years earlier. It reignited fears that the root causes of those tragedies, flawed design, inadequate oversight, and corporate missteps, remained unresolved. Under intense public and regulatory scrutiny, Boeing's leadership was forced to confront these failures head-on. Executives promised sweeping changes, increased transparency, and a renewed commitment to safety. But for many, these assurances rang hollow, and public confidence in Boeing was deeply shaken. The journey to rebuild trust in Boeing and the 737 MAX would be long, uncertain, and fraught with challenges. For passengers, airlines, and regulators alike, the Alaska Airlines door plug incident was a stark reminder that in aviation, safety must always come first. After the door plug incident, Boeing's production struggles intensified. The FAA capped max output, but Boeing struggled to meet even reduced targets. A fire at a key supplier nearly halted production, exposing the fragility of Boeing's supply chain. Labor unrest, including a major machinist strike, added to the turmoil. Regulatory scrutiny, supply shortages, and workforce tensions created a perfect storm. Boeing faces a constant battle between ramping up production and fixing quality issues. Every delay adds financial strain and damages the company's reputation. The path to stable, reliable production remains steep and uncertain. For decades, Boeing's approach to aircraft manufacturing relied heavily on so-called shadow factories, specialized facilities set up to fix defects and rework planes after they had already left the main assembly line. Instead of addressing quality issues at the source, these shadow factories became a safety net, catching mistakes that slipped through the cracks. While this system kept production moving, it masked deeper problems within the company's manufacturing process and culture. By early 2024, the consequences of this approach were impossible to ignore. More than 200 jets sat idle in costly rework facilities waiting for repairs and modifications before they could be delivered to customers. These grounded planes represented not just a logistical headache, but a visible symptom of systemic issues, delays, ballooning costs, and eroding trust among airlines and regulators. When Kelly Ortberg stepped in as Boeing's new CEO, he recognized that the company's future depended on a radical shift. He made a bold promise to close the shadow factories for good and to push responsibility for quality back onto the main assembly line. This meant that every worker, engineer, and manager would need to take ownership of getting things right the first time. The new mantra was clear: build it right the first time, or don't move forward. This philosophy demanded a complete overhaul of old habits, requiring rigorous inspections, better training, and a renewed focus on craftsmanship at every stage of production. But such a high-stakes transformation comes with real risks. If Boeing's workforce can't adapt quickly enough, the company could face even more slowdowns, production bottlenecks, and mounting backlogs. The pressure is on to change not just procedures but the very culture of the organization. Still, Boeing's leadership believes this gamble is essential for the company's long-term recovery. They see it as the only way to rebuild trust with customers, regulators, and the flying public. The closure of shadow factories marks Boeing's boldest move yet to restore its reputation and signal a new era of accountability. Dismantling these facilities is more than a logistical change, it's a public commitment to doing things differently. Ultimately, Boeing's success now hinges on whether quality can truly become the company's core value, shaping every decision and every aircraft that rolls off the line. Boeing's delays have thrown airlines like Southwest into chaos, forcing them to cut routes and scale back growth. Passengers face fewer options and higher fares as airlines struggle to plan. Financially, Boeing's revenue has plunged, with billions in undelivered jets and mounting compensation claims. Investor confidence is shaken, and the company's stock has suffered. The crisis means older planes stay in service longer, and public anxiety about Boeing aircraft grows. Leadership is under pressure to deliver a credible recovery plan. Rebuilding trust with airlines and passengers is now Boeing's most urgent challenge. The road to recovery will be long and costly. After the Alaska Airlines incident, the FAA took unprecedented action, grounding planes, capping production, and launching a sweeping audit. The era of Boeing's self-regulation ended, replaced by strict oversight. Former President Trump publicly rebuked Boeing, calling its troubles a blow to American industry and national pride. His criticism amplified political pressure, framing Boeing's recovery as a matter of national importance. The FAA demanded a comprehensive plan to fix systemic quality issues within 90 days. Boeing now operates under intense government scrutiny, with little room for error. The company's ability to enact real change is being closely watched in Washington. The stakes for Boeing and for American manufacturing have never been higher. Boeing's path to recovery is long and fraught with risk. Stabilizing manufacturing and embedding a true safety culture are immediate priorities. Closing shadow factories is a bold step, but it brings short-term pain and uncertainty. Repairing relationships with airlines and restoring delivery reliability are critical. The FAA's oversight will remain strict until Boeing proves lasting improvement. Clearing the massive order backlog will determine Boeing's future against rivals like Airbus. The company's turnaround is vital for American aerospace leadership and public trust in air travel. The world is watching to see if Boeing can rise again as a symbol of safety and excellence.